Hello everyone, and welcome back to the WWC Wrestling with Connor podcast. Today I'm going to be making my AEW Revolution of predictions. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, I'm hoping. I meant to put this out last night, but got hit with a little bit of the lazy bonesitis, so I am doing it right now. So, before we get into the actual meat of things here, I want to say rest in peace to Jim Crockett Jr. I'm hoping this doesn't become a weekly thing where we have to pay tribute to a fallen wrestler or promoter or commentator or etc. You understand what I'm saying. Jim Crockett Jr. took over Jim Crockett, or just Crockett Promotions, back in, I believe it was the 70s, and then up until 89 he was the co-owner of Crockett Promotions until Ted Turner bought it from him. A lot of guys probably wouldn't be where they are or where they were without Jim Crockett and that promotion. Sting, Jim Ross, they may not be the same if it wasn't for him. As well as WCW. WCW may have been very, very different if Jim Crockett was not in the picture. So, rest in peace to Jim Crockett, and he will forever be remembered as one of the most legendary promoters. And I mean, he created a lot of he didn't create a lot of stars, but he signed a lot of stars and put them in the spotlight. So rest in peace to him. And also, I want to let everybody know that if you have the WWE Network, I believe in 2 weeks or a week, it is moving to Peacock, the NBC or CBS streaming app. I can't remember which one it is, but where The Office went, if you're an Office fan, that is where WWE Network is going to go. Now, you're paying $9.99 for WWE Network already. It's going to be the same price on Peacock. And not only that, you're going to be getting everything that's on Peacock, so you can watch all the seasons of The Office or whatever show that's on there that you want to watch without ads. There's going to be no more ads for WWE Network watchers, and I believe it's a good thing, at least for fans. Maybe not for the business of wanting to make money, because we're now getting more benefits for the same amount of money. And I mean, I think I heard Jim Cornette say this on his podcast, that the next step is basically WWE paying us to watch their product. I mean, it's $9.99 to watch everything ad-free plus everything else that comes with the app. I'd say that's pretty wild. So that's it for the introductions, so to speak. Let's get into my predictions. Alright, before we really get into this, I don't know the order of the matches. I think these are pretty close to how the matches are going to go on TV. Or on the pay-per-view, I should say. But the only one I know for sure, or the two I know for sure, is the pre-show, which is Riho and Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker and Rebel. And then obviously the main event, which is Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. Those are the two for sures. I would assume this next match I'm talking about would be the first match on the main pay-per-view, the main show. So, first we've got the Casino Tag Team Royale. This was crazy to start with, and then a few days ago, Tony Khan came up on a podcast and said, we're adding 3 more teams. 4, actually. 4 more teams to this Casino Tag Team Royale. And there was already, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's already 8, 2 men per team, plus 4 other teams. There's 22 people in this match. Am I doing that math right? 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 22 people in this match. Thank God they're not all starting at the same time. I'll explain how the match is going to go here in a second, but that is just wild for any sort of tag team match. That's a lot of teams. This makes sense why they've been adding so many teams lately, or not adding teams, but kind of putting people together, and they've just been chilling around for a few months. But we've got John Silver and Alex Reynolds, Evil Uno and Stu. Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, Private Party, Top Flight, Bear Country, which I haven't seen a lot of. That's probably going to be like the second time I'm going to actually see anything of them. Butcher and the Blade, Santana and Ortiz. That was the original lineup for this match. And then these were the added teams. Varsity Blondes, the Gun Club, 5 and 10 from the Dark Order, and Pac and Phoenix. Ray Phoenix. There's 3 teams in this match that represent the Dark Order. Why? There's 2 in the original lineup, and then they added another one. That's confusing to me, but unless one of those 4 added teams is going to win, it's kind of weird. I probably expect them to do a big angle where every Dark Order member that's in the ring at some point gets eliminated one by one, or everybody goes against the Dark Order or something like that. That's kind of an obvious angle or a spot. But like I said, we've got 22 people in the match, 3 teams representing Dark Order. So this is a lottery entry, kind of how the Royal Rumble is in WWE, where you pick a number and that's how you come in. You don't come in as a team, you come in one by one. 2 teams start, or actually I think teams come in together. That's one thing that I actually didn't see. It would make way more sense if teams come in together. I really hope they don't do one by one. That would actually not make any sense. So let's just say teams come in together. So teams pick a number. They come in according to their number, and that's in every 90 seconds. So 2 teams start the match, and the 90 seconds starts, and after that, another team comes in. This is the interesting part about this match. This is what might make this fun. Both members must be eliminated to count your team out of the match. So, say Stu Grayson gets eliminated, but Evil Uno's still in the match. Evil Uno is still representing their team, and Stu Grayson is just gone. So he'll just be alone, but since there's 2 other teams that represent Dark Order, he's not really alone. So it is interesting in that case, where the last guy in the ring could not have a partner for half the match. The team winning the match will get a AEW Tag Team title shot, I'm assuming at the next pay-per-view, or they'll do it on a Dynamite. The last pay-per-view for AEW is in November, so I don't know how they are planning these, or if they will be taking more than a month off, or going back to regular schedule and having monthly pay-per-views. It'd be nice, but I understand if that's not possible. You just can't do it. And then we move on to the pre-show. I guess we're moving backwards, kind of. We've got Riho and Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker and Rebel. There's a reason this is on the pre-show. It's kind of a throwaway match. You've literally got the two like best women's wrestlers. Women's wrestler. Am I okay? Two of the best wrestlers in the women division. That's how that needs to be said. And Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. And that's no contest. Everybody can agree with that. They are, you can say, cornerstones in the division right now. And they are on the pre-show in a tag team match. That literally means nothing. I just realized I didn't tell you who I'm going to have win the Casino tag team. Let's go back real fast. I think Pac or Phoenix is going to win that. They were added. And that would be my pick for the reason why they added teams. And you'll understand why I picked Pac and Phoenix here in a little bit. Or Santana and Ortiz. I would like to see Santana and Ortiz get the titles. They deserve it. They are one of the best tag teams in the division and just on TV right now. They are super entertaining. Ortiz is hilarious. Santana with his serious vibe, but he'll come in saying some comedic shit once in a while, and it's really funny. But yeah, I'm super sorry I forgot to tell you that. But that's my prediction for the Casino Battle Royale. Now, my prediction for the pre-show with Riho and Rosa, I think they're going to win. Like I said, it's kind of a throwaway match. There's no reason why they should have Britt Baker and Rebel win this, in my opinion. I mean, anybody that has been watching it can understand. It's just not that it's not entertaining, but like I said, it's a throwaway match. Riho and Rosa are going to win, I think. So now on to Miro and Kip Sabian versus Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. I don't remember how long Trent was going to be injured for. I wish I remembered that, and I wish I wrote that down. But if anything happens here, I would like to see Trent make his return and help Orange Cassidy and Chucky T win the match. I'd love the best friends. And that's Orange Cassidy, Chuck Taylor, and Trent. Trent got injured a few months ago. It might not have been that long ago, but he has been on the shelf and not been on TV for a while. And Chuck Taylor has been Miro's butler. So anything that Miro wants is what Chuck Taylor has to do, and Orange Cassidy has just had to sit by and watch due to the stipulation they had in the match causing that. So this should be an entertaining match at the least. I don't expect it to be a good wrestling match. This is just some sports entertainment match stuff here. Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor are probably going to win. Whether or not Trent comes back, I'd say that's just not another throwaway match, but we are not quite to the most meaningful part of the pay-per-view, you can say. Now, on to what I'm looking forward to the most in this pay-per-view, and that is the Face of the Revolution ladder match. This is going to be very interesting because Big Show said that he was going... Well, Big Show. Paul White, I'm sorry. Paul White said that there will be a signing to a... Not only to a wrestling contract, but a multi-year wrestling contract to a Hall of Fame worthy talent that has already had... a career that has already been Hall of Fame worthy. And you could see that signing be in this match. Now, with that said, we could also see somebody from Impact in this match. We could see somebody like Rich Swann, or Eddie Edwards, or Sami Callihan. Not saying anything like that could happen, but that is possible. or anything like that will happen, but it is possible. Those three guys would be a crazy addition to the match, and it would be just crazy to see that, because the winner of this match faces Darby Allin for the TNT title. Now, everybody else in the match is Cody Rhodes, Scorpio Sky, Penta, Lance Archer, and Caster. And the to be announced. So, like I said, there's so many different people just from the standpoint of impact. And then you've got guys like Christian or RVD, or people keep talking about Brock Lesnar, Batista. There's a lot of people that are free agents right now that aren't done with their careers, or shouldn't be, at least. They may be done, but people don't want them to be. And some wrestlers don't retire after they say they have. CM Punk is where everybody keeps going. He is obviously not showing up. If anybody knows anything about wrestling, they know CM Punk is not going to wrestle anytime soon or ever again. He may show up on a show, but I don't think he'll wrestle. So with that said, I think either the to be announced wrestler is the winner of this match, or it's Penta. And this is where I come back to Pac and Rey Fenix. If Pac and Rey Fenix win the Casino Tag Team Royale, and Penta wins a title shot at the TNT Championship, that is huge for Death Triangle. And that's the small faction of Pac, Rey Fenix, and Penta. I think that would be an incredible power move for them, and they would get put on a big pedestal, and a lot of people would be seeing some good shit on TV, I think. Next, we've got Adam Page versus Matt Hardy in a big money match. Whoever wins this match gets the first quarter earnings of the loser. So if you lose, you don't make money for the first quarter of 2021, apparently. This is something that Matt Hardy came up with, because he's got his money mat gimmick going on right now, as many gimmicks that he has been using over the past couple years. And I like this match. I like the stipulation. I like Adam Page a lot. He's a really good wrestler. And Matt Hardy, I'm assuming Matt Hardy's going to put over Adam Page here, with how greedy Matt Hardy has been on Dynamite the past few weeks and on Dark, all about money. I think it's going to be really fun to see Adam Page beat Matt Hardy here, and Matt Hardy will freak out over having to not make any money from wrestling. He'll probably ask Private Party to increase their percentages to pay Matt Hardy for his services and such. So that'll be fun to see. But if Matt Hardy does win, I think it will be building to something bigger for Page. Hopefully world title wise. I want to see Adam Page get the world title. Hopefully this year at some time. I don't want to see them just swap the title around a lot, which they haven't, luckily, but I do want to see Adam Page win the world title soon. Next, like I said, these are not the order of the matches. This is just how I put them down, how I think they'll be displayed on the television. We've got Sting and Darby Allin, the TNT champion, against Cage and Ricky Starks. This is going to be a street fight. I don't know if it's going to be a cinematic match due to Sting not being able to do much. Sting's like 60 years old. I think he might be older than that. And if not, he's a little younger. There's not much Sting can do. I mean, he took a powerbomb from Brian Cage a couple weeks ago, and it looked good, but we don't want to see Sting taking fucking powerbombs all the time and break his neck or break his back, and then him literally be like, well, looks like I can't wrestle again. I can't have my send-off match, because he hasn't. He got hurt by Seth Rollins in his last match, and it's been 5 or 6 years since he's wrestled. So I'm excited for this match. The street fight, if it's not a cinematic match, the street fight element makes it perfect, because Sting, like I said, he has limitations. He can't do things like he used to. He's not jumping off the top rope anymore. I fucking hope that he doesn't, because I wouldn't even be surprised if he just says screw it and does. But like I said, the street fight makes the limitations of Sting seem hidden. He can use a chair. He can use his baseball bat. He can throw somebody into a table or a wall and still look strong and not look like he's an old man and he can't do things anymore. So I'm excited for this. I think Darby and Sting win. This is another one of those where it just doesn't make sense if Brian Cage and Ricky Starks win. It would literally it would just deflate the entire angle, because they've been building to Sting's return. They just have Sting lose in his return match. That's going to be kind of shitty, in my opinion, and probably a lot of others' opinions. So Darby and Sting win. Darby, of course, being Sting's son. I'm not being serious, by the way. I heard somebody say that it would be perfect if Thunder Rosa came and joined Darby and Sting, because then Thunder Rosa could just be Sting's daughter. And I fucking laughed my ass off at that. They all just wear face paint. Thunder Rosa wears half face paint, Darby Allin wears half face paint, and Sting wears full face paint, so it's a little funny for a wrestling fan. Next, we've got the tag team title match. We are getting towards the end of the show here. This match could be switched with the women's title match in terms of the order they're going to be showing them. I wouldn't be surprised if it is switched and they have the women's title match before this, but nonetheless, it's the Young Bucks versus MJF and Chris Jericho, the Inner Circle. And this has been a thing where the Inner Circle has been fucking with the Young Bucks. They bloodied up their dad and threw him into the truck last week or the week before, and I believe it was the week before, and the Young Bucks had just had enough, so they've been also building this match up for a month or so, maybe a little bit longer. This is for, like I said, the tag titles, so I don't see why MJF would win, or MJF and Jericho would win, other than if Santana and Ortiz win the Tag Team Battle Royale. Santana and Ortiz win that Tag Team Battle Royale, and MJF and Jericho win the tag team titles. That is interesting for the Inner Circle, because Santana and Ortiz are in the Inner Circle with Chris Jericho and MJF. So we might see more dissension in the faction. We already saw Sammy Guevara leave because MJF is an asshole. And I also wouldn't be surprised seeing him make a return tonight. He hasn't been gone for very long, for about 3 weeks now, but I wouldn't be surprised seeing him return, costing MJF and Jericho the titles here, and the Bucks retaining. It really does make more sense for the Bucks to retain here to build them towards the match with the Good Brothers. And I assume to become double tag team champions. That would not be a surprising thing they do here because of the cross promotion that Impact and AEW has at the moment. I think a match between the Bucks and the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, would be amazing. Either team winning that match would be outstanding in my opinion. And that's in the future, of course. But like I said, I think the Bucks retain against the two members of the Inner Circle here, MJF and Jericho. Inner Circle, like I said, probably continues imploding no matter what here. If they win, I think it'll be bad. If they lose, I think it'll be bad. But yeah. Next, the women's title match. And this is a loaded match because, and not that there's very many people in here, but the tournament leading up to this match was questionable. We had a tournament to face Hikaru Shida for the AEW women's title, and it wasn't on TV. Half of these matches, if not more, were on YouTube, which is not bad. It's not a bad thing, but a lot of the people that, well, not a lot, but a lot of people that watch AEW would tune in on Wednesday and not understand how the bracket advanced. Well, it's because none of these matches were on AEW. They were on YouTube under the AEW umbrella in Japan. Because a lot of the competitors in this tournament were from New Japan. Well, not New Japan, but whatever the women's promotion is in Japan right now. There's a few of them. But yeah, like, why not show the talent on TV where you need the ratings? The women's division has been confusing to everyone the entire time AEW's been around. It's been better the past year, but 2019 and 2020 was a floundering year for the women's division. It didn't make any sense. It was, like I said, floundering. It was just there. They would have a show, it's like, or they would have a match, and it's like, so is there a point to this, or are we just dropping the title to somebody for a long time again? Because Hikaru Shida has been the champion for a while. So, with that rant out of the way, Ryu, or however you say her name, no disrespect, Mizunami, I know how to say her last name, she is an awesome wrestler. I think this is going to be a great match. With everything that I said aside, it's going to be a great match. It really will. You got two amazing female wrestlers from Japan, and they will not disappoint. Their goal is to put on a good match for the fans, and that's what they're going to do. Logically, Hikaru Shida has to win this match. And I think no matter what, Mizunami is going to get put into the picture in AEW now. And that's why they had her beat Nyla Rose. Because with Nyla Rose already being a dominant figure in the women's division, there's really no reason to push her for this. And seeing that Mizunami was the finalist, she has to be put into the women's division. And I think it's better that they're loading it up now, loading up the women's division, because we need more good women's matches. Like the pre-show is like I said, the two best women's wrestlers in AEW. And they are on the pre-show. So that's the whole women's division thing is confusing and frustrating for people that want to see them do more with it, because it's just been annoying, you could say. Now, like I said, Shida wins that match, and we are on to the main event. If you are not ready for this main event, I don't know what to tell you, because we've got an exploding barbed wire death match. Hey everybody, I just wanted to take a quick second to shout out Anchor. Without Anchor, I would not be making this podcast. It is free, and I'm making this straight from my phone. It's super easy. You can edit it. You can split sound. Say you want to split up one segment into two, you can go ahead and do that. You can add sound to one, and the other doesn't need it. Whatever you want, basically. You can send it to Apple, Spotify, Google, and many, many other platforms. You can make money off of it without any minimum listenership. You can go just right in and start your own podcast. It's super easy. It's free, and basically everything that you need in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Let's get back to the podcast. All right, and we have the exploding barbed wire death match. This is the main event for the AEW title. Kenny Omega has been... I think this is a good Kenny Omega we're seeing here. Not as opposed to the bad Kenny Omega, because I like Kenny Omega, but sometimes he's just kind of silly and it's a little too much. But I think his over-the-top heel persona that he puts out is much better. It's good with Don Callis. The presumption that they are in the Bullet Club. Kenta had the tag team match with him. He wore the Bullet Club shirt on Impact with the Good Brothers, who are, all three of them are former Bullet Club members or current. I like the angle they're doing with the Bullet Club and how the invisible hand is in the picture now. But we've got Jon Moxley, who is challenging Omega for the title. Moxley lost the title to Omega a couple months ago with help from Don Callis. That was when he entered the picture, having Omega turn heel. I've been liking this a lot. The only thing I'm worried about is this match turning into a complete disaster, and it could happen. I don't know the last time an exploding barbed wire death match was put on television, let alone put on at all. This could be an utter travesty of a match, or it could be the best thing we've seen in 2020 or 2021. I don't think any match that Moxley and Omega have had has been ranked like less than 4 stars, or 4.25 stars, I think it was that I saw. Somebody put that on Twitter, that every match Moxley and Omega have had has either been 4.25 stars or better. So 5 stars is as good as you can get. Sometimes you can get it 5.25 star. Ric Flair's done that. He's arguably the most... I think he's got the highest rating, an arguable rating from Dave Meltzer. But like I said, it could just be the stupidest match you've ever seen, or it could be a 5-star match. I also don't know who's going to win this, because this is Omega's match, or I'm sorry, this is Moxley's match to lose. He is the hardcore guy here. Omega's more of the wrestler, best bout machine. Moxley did deathmatch wrestling before. He did backyard wrestling. He's the maniac. He's unhinged, for a little bit of a reference there. I think Omega will probably retain, but I could also see them putting the strap back on Moxley to, I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know where they would go with it, because it would kind of be just a little, they'd be stretching it out a little bit too much, having Moxley win it and then keep feuding with Omega. Something new's got to happen here. Somebody has to enter the title picture. I think something big is going to happen during this match. I don't know what it is. We might see the signee for AEW show up here. This might be who Paul White was talking about, aka Big Show. We might see that here, or we might just see the match. We could see people from New Japan. I wouldn't be surprised if Kenta shows up, but it would also just kind of be like, why at the same time? So there's a lot of stuff I'd like to see, but it's obviously not going to happen. So there's that. Like I said, this match is not Omega's forte, but I think he probably will win. But it won't surprise me if Moxley wins and maybe goes to Japan and they have a match there. That would be interesting. But yeah, I am really looking forward to this pay-per-view. I think it is going to be awesome. I am watching it tomorrow. I got a few friends coming over. It's just going to be sweet. It's going to be the first pay-per-view that I've actually bought, like other than a WWE pay-per-view on the network, in years. None of the AEW pay-per-views have really caught my eye. I've always been able to watch them on something else or when they put them on YouTube. So this is going to be really fun watching it live. I will be doing another episode or 2 more episodes next week. That is for sure. I'm already ahead of schedule. Revolution is going to give me another episode to review. So I'll give you the review of Revolution next week. And also I've got a episode set up for a little topic that I was given. I'll wait to reveal that. But like I said, I'm ahead of schedule here. I've already got the topic ready, and I've got the list ready that I'm going to be using for wrestlers, and I'm really looking forward to that. So, without further ado, I want to thank everyone for listening, and I am going to give you my socials. So, let me throw on some music here real quick and give you a nice little outro. That's better. So, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram at Monarchathias, MONNORCATHIAS, MONNORCATHIAS. I want you guys to send me your questions or any topics that you want me to go over. I am so excited to hear from them, or from you, from them, hear them from you, and go over anything. I want to go over stuff that you guys want to hear. So anything wrestling, I don't care what it is, I will talk about it. And if not in the next episode, it will be in an episode in the future. I promise I will get to everybody. And once again, thank you very much for listening. I will be getting shout outs to anybody that gives me topics or questions. And have a good day. By the way, it's beautiful outside. open your window, go outside, go get a Shamrock Shake from McDonald's, because that's probably what I'm about to do. Have a good damn day.